This is Mike Bowdendistel, head of intermodal at SONAR, and I'd like to talk today about the Pricing Power Index. And so the Pricing Power Index is a report that I write up every Friday. It goes on gosonar.com, and to access it, you just have to go to the top under Resources and then pull up Pricing Power Index. And what we have on the screen behind me is example of what I've written the last 3 weeks. And so these are kind of the headlines. From 3 weeks ago, tariff blips recede, but recession fears grow. From 2 weeks ago, purple means caution. That was a reference to FedEx comments in its earnings report, caused the stock to sell off. Talked about the implications for the rest of the industry. And then last week, the tariffs ignite the flatbed sector. So I talk a little bit about what's happening in the industry. And then if you want to go to the most recent write-up, also assess the market in a qualitative way using a scale from 1 to 100, 1 being that shippers have all the pricing negotiation power, 100 meaning carriers have all the pricing negotiation power. And right now the index is 40, which suggests that the pricing power is slightly still in favor of the shippers. And look at this every week, and it is a qualitative assessment. I'm using lots of different data sets to assess what's happening. And if you want to scroll through some of these charts, some of the things we're looking at are the tender rejection rate, the tender volume index, looking a little bit about what's happening on the ocean side, because that can influence the outlook, which we also, in addition to having a scale for the current negotiation power, we also have an index for the negotiating power 3 weeks out, which is currently 45. So we expect the market to get a little bit closer to being in equilibrium in the next 3 months. We'll concede that there's never been more uncertainty maybe than there is right now with the tariff situation. And so going through this, we incorporate truckload, LTL, intermodal, and ocean, come up with a qualitative assessment and put a number to that between 1 and 100. And really, the value is not just that number, but what changed from the previous week, the previous month. It really should hopefully get your attention when it goes from 40 to, say, 50. Something has changed in the freight market from what we're seeing in SONAR, and we'll try to explain why that is. So this is this Pricing Power Index is one of the resources that would invite you to check, every single week. But there's lots of information that we publish, even if you're not a SONAR subscriber. Another example is just go to freightwaves.com, scroll down about halfway through the page on your mouse, and you see this section for high frequency data. This shows another article that I wrote up in the past couple of days. Shippers opt for lower cost, slower services. I explain why intermodal has taken share from truckload, what that means for intermodal volume that in the first quarter, what those companies are about to report. And so this is a great resource. Would also encourage people to check out Zach Strickland's Chart of the Week, which is an article that I make sure to read. It usually goes out every Saturday. Zach is the head of or director of Freight Market Intelligence. And then also I do a show where I talk about all these things every Monday morning. It goes live on the site called The Stockout. This was a thumbnail from the most recent Stockout, where we talked a little bit about the warehousing market and how that's getting more automated. And a lot of these things are available through some of our partners as well. The Pricing Power Index is also available via the newsletter that Comtrex sends out. Comtrex is a railroad service provider. They get involved a lot with transloading. They help companies manage their leasing of rail cars. So I'd encourage you to sign up for their newsletter as well, in addition to checking out gosonar.com and freightwaves.com.